Coordinator. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to today's session of this FDP based on innovative teaching and learning pedagogy, where we have the privilege of learning from the immensely knowledgeable Dr. Ankita Jain ma'am. This event has been thoughtfully organized by the Research Foundation of India in collaboration with Shodh Malwa, Parul University, Gujarat, Eklavya University, JHERF, ARGA, and Edu Academic Inc. Now, let me introduce our today's session expert. We are honored to welcome Dr. Ankita Jain, an inspiring academic and dynamic leader in human resources and general management. Currently serving as an assistant professor, ma'am holds a PhD in HR along with multiple postgraduate degrees in HR, sociology, rural development, and computer applications. A proud alumna of IIM Indore's Faculty Development Program, she brings over 7 years of teaching excellence from esteemed institutions like Sri Vaishnav and PIMR Indore. Ma'am has also authored 30 plus scholarly publications, presented 45 plus papers, and even holds a patent addressing unemployment. She is an active voice in academic circles as a speaker, life coach, and editorial board member, contributing significantly to organizations like RFI and CARE International Journal. I now invite ma'am to begin today's session and share her insights with us. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Asmi and Research Foundation of India, again providing this opportunity for this particular session. This is a workshop which RFI is uh, holding since long, and most of the participants are from the academia participating in this particular workshop and having really good interest and coming out with very good outcomes and results from this workshop. So today again we are going to start this session that is on just a second that is on innovative teaching practices. So I hope my slides are visible and I am audible to everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
so as I have said, this particular workshop is on innovative teaching and learning pedagogy. You have already gone through on the live projects, role play, group discussions, and further we'll be going to discuss on case study and experiential learning. But today's session is on innovative practices which can be done or taken into the consideration while it is coming to teaching practices. So I'm just pitching various innovative teaching practices. There were some which were found very fruitful. So we have decided to keep this that as an lecture. So we are giving you more information on that. But yes, this is all about most of the lectures, most of the sessions on this particular innovative teaching practices. So teaching is like a beautiful music where instructional methods are the instruments. When they played alone, they make sound. But when they played together in tune, rhythm, and feeling, they become amazing music. So, as I have told you, we are talking about innovative teaching practices. So, obviously, there is something which is already existing, but we are actually presenting that or telling about that in some with different ideas, with some innovation in a different way. That is all about innovation. So first, let's talk about the most old uh, technique, that is presentation. Earlier, there were so many other tools used, like when we were not having presentations, slides, and everything. So we have seen the transparencies were used. Then we were using some other classroom presentation boards and all. Nowadays, smart boards are there. We are having projectors. Number of things are happening, and for making the presentation, various tools are there. Even nowadays, AI is providing various presentation tools like Gamma AI and everything. where you can present your presentation in a PPTs in a different way or in a more presentable way, and keep your content clear and concise for the same. So whenever it comes to presentation, you should always use your creativity and as much as good you can put into this. So Canva is also one of the tool where you can present your you can create your presentations in a better way. Group discussion, again, you can have the group discussion, but it should be on the live projects or live topics. Basically, when you go for the same traditional topics for the same, like I must say, any topic based, concept based group discussion, so people, student, basically they find it more like traditional, and they don't feel like participating in it because they feel it boring. Sometimes you should do something which is in the interest of the students, which what they like. So what happens when you are going to discuss live topics, so they must be aware about this. Also bring some topics which are of very related to young generation, so they will be more into it. So sometimes you can use those topics, sometimes you can choose class concepts, so that is how they will be understand this technique. Case studies, again, in the IIM, IITs and big colleges, the teachers are providing case study to go for the post reading, so that they can be prepared for the next class, and they can come out with the readings, even pre readings for the classes, where they have to come with the preparation of the topics, and they will be coming up with the some ideas, and they can understand what are the cases, how it can be done, how it can be handled. So, and because again, when you take the cases from the real life experiences, these will be really helpful for them. And because again, they will be able to connect themselves, so they will be able to find out these solutions for these more easily. Then brainstorming, so make them think tank. Means in the classes, you should always give them opportunities in 3 4 after 3 4 classes, that they have to think about something, they have to come out with the some answers, they have to come out with the results. Okay. And somehow they may be able, when they are thinking without mobile phone, without laptops, when they are thinking about something by themselves, so it is coming out with their own creativity, their own ideas, their perspectives. So this habit will make them think about something and will make them more curious to know more things. Okay. Then homework, so make it a habit, as I always say that when students come out from the school to the colleges, they think now they don't need to go for an homework. But if you'll keep continuing with this, means if they will keep doing it, it will really help them to prepare for their examination and keep things in their mind which are very much important for them, and which are actually need to be remembered. In that case, what will happen in simple way, uh, if anybody will be able to understand how to write, especially when it is coming to homework, so you can give the written assignments, so they will read, they will study, and they will write. When they will come to the class, you can ask them to do some basically uh, to speak up in front of everyone. So this will be like that they are revising it, and they will start doing it, so that it will not be like they are just doing it, you are not checking. So anytime randomly, once in a while, you can check, you can ask anyone spontaneously that you have to answer, you have to do it, you can speak up about, you have to encourage them. So basically, it is all about uh, like creating an urge to do the work, and this homework will be like a habit to them, and they will keep doing the work in a proper way. Basically, this will prepare them for making notes and for the examination. Then stand and speak, as I have said, whenever you are having any kind of interaction, so randomly just ask the students to come in front and speak up and open up in front of everyone, so that they will be find the opportunity to speak in front of everyone, and this will help them to remove stage fear, nervousness, and they will be confident enough to answer the questions or reply to every others. Exercises, again, when it is coming to exercises, so small things can make great experiences. As much as you practice, you exercise, so these are also helping you to make greater things, and small things can help you to build a big empire. So ultimately, exercises which are provided, for example, you are providing small cases, any particular sum or any question to solve, or any query which has to be answered, anything which is a keyword, you have they have to write the definition on, anything can it can be group task, as you already know. But because nowadays students are, they are not, they don't feel like comfortable with friend others. Sometimes they are comfortable in the group of some, they are their friends. So you can make a random choice and give them a group task, and you can uh, choose some people from different groups. Okay, means like, it can be a random choice, it can be cheat system from where you are taking their names. Whoever is coming in the group, you have to ask them to be the part of that group and reply, and sorry, and to work together. Also, when they are doing the group task, you can give them any kind of work which they have to give some contribution to it. It should not be individual effort which they have to make. So you have to tell them uh, how to basically do this. Excuse me. Then live projects. Live projects, again, it can be done in the groups, and mostly it should be done in a group, so that team efforts can be making it easy. In that case, again, live projects are something where you can ask them to prepare a questionnaire, going for a survey. They can go in the field, can meet different people of the different industries. They can collect the questions from others, and questionnaire and responses from others, and then they can answer it, okay, in a proper way, that how it can be done, how it was done. And see, simply, there is one more thing. When it is coming to live project, because they are working inside and outside the college, also with the team, sometimes without the team, they are coming up together, they are coming with different ideas and doing things together. So this is also helping them to team up. Different types of skills, intercommunication, communication skill, interpersonal skills are getting developed. Also, they are communicating with others, also the other stakeholders they are including in. So life projects ultimately is going to help them for their overall development. Also, when they are communicating with the parties from outside, so it will help them to bring the more confidence. Then if we talk about the act means the role play, which we can talk about. So role play, acting, such kind of things, drama, such kind of activities are provided, like nukkad natak you can see. So students are providing messages through the nukkad natak. So any kind of role play can be provided to them. They can be there in the different scenarios. Different situations can be provided to them to act on. They can take the role of different people in the organization. At in any of the situation, they can take different roles, for example, interviewer, interviewee, something like this. um, so acting is also providing them, like, helping them to learn in a better way. Reading and writing, let them keep into this, like, let them keep like this, that reading and writing means they are also uh, doing the work, and reading it, understanding it, and also writing it. So this is again developing the notes habit. Also, it is helping them for the examination. Peer learning, when it comes to peer learning, simply learning with each other or learning from each other. Both the things, learning with each other and learning from each other, means if somebody is good at, one person is good at in the group, that person is sharing his or her knowledge, other persons are listening to him, and then other person is speaking, rest of the people are listening. Means whatever you are good at, you can tell that to others. then other person, whoever is like having a different idea or different concept, is the clarity that person can teach to others. Okay, so peer learning again is a different concept, which is really helpful whenever you are doing any collaborative work. Then hands-on learning is simply, you know it, that whenever do we do any practical exercises or hands-on sessions, when you are doing learning together, and with like by learning by doing, it always helps you to learn in a better way. When you see, when you learn, see, do, and then again repeat, it happens simultaneously, that you are reading, writing, and doing. Collaborative and cooperative learning means doing things together with each other, helping each other to complete the task, and working for each other. Review games and activities, such kind of activities which have some, uh, which can provide you some examples, like any book review can be there. So novel review, any kind of reading to the subject. Okay, such kind of things can be there. Any kind of like games, Pictionary, anything, any kind of thing where they have to go back and think about it and reviewing about it. So this kind of activities can be done in the review games. When it comes to outcome based teaching, the name suggests it should be basically outcome based. Means whenever we're teaching or somebody is learning, that should come out with some results, some outcome should be there for the same. Means it should not be like that there is no resultant, you are just teaching, just doing the things. So there should be something in return. Participative teaching learning, so it simply says, when you are teaching, the students should be participative. They should be the part of your teaching learning. They should be, they should have the question, they should have the query, they should initiate for doing things. Whenever you are teaching them something, they can question, and you can get the replies, they can give some examples, they can have some doubts. So this is what participative teaching learning. Again, in the IIMs, participative teaching learning is one of the most most used teaching learning methodology, where they really want people to be involved and students to be involved, and they are doing things by themselves, they are making them like this. We talk about the flipped classroom, so students complete learning normally in the classroom in general, but here it's a different concept, where in the traditional classroom you see lectures in the classroom and you go for the homework, but in the flipped classroom, online lecturing, videos, hands-on activities, any interactive sessions or something are happening at home, but when it is coming to the classes, they are doing some activities and learning by doing that. When it comes to gamification, it is the integration of the game elements like point system, leaderboards, badges, or other elements. And basically it is also, they are engaging you through the play, motivating and providing the rewards. There are some problem solving skills, fostering the collaboration, they are tracking the progress and the growth, also setting and achieving the goals. So these are the, like through the games, like business games, management games, such kind of games can be like help in increasing the engagements and motivation. I have only told you about the peer teaching, where they learn from each other and sharing the knowledge, skills, and experiences. So it also helps in increasing the engagements, improving the communication, creating feedbacks, and gaining the new perspectives, and accelerated the learning. Also, it helps to build the networks. When it comes to interactive learning lessons, so there are so many again. It's like it's an educational approach where students are actively learning and participating. Okay, so again, the technology enabled experiences, collaborative projects, as I have said, participative learning technique, this is one and the same thing. When it comes to crossover learning teaching, so it refers to basically understanding of learning that bridges the formal as well as informal learning, and where people are also coming up with the experiences of the in class or outside the class, the experience. For example, field trips to the nature, visits to the museum and theaters, exhibitions, such kind of things. So if it is like learning by collecting the photos, taking the notes, or asking for other people for their own thoughts, so it can be a crossover learning. So there are so many other learnings which can be done and adopted for the purpose of teaching. So it's all up to you, whichever the way you would like to choose for your studies, sorry, teaching, learning, teaching. So that's all up to you, and you can decide by yourself for your purpose of the subject as per the requirement of your subject, classrooms, and other things. So it is all about whatever you teach, however teach. That's all up to you. You should give your 100% best. Also, whenever it comes to the the basically the people around you, the students around you, or your peers around you, that also makes difference. Sometimes it happens we are putting lots of efforts, but there are others who are just enjoying and they are just not doing anything. But see, it is always all about you. If it gives you satisfaction that you are not giving your 100%, okay. If you think that something extra can give students something better and that gives you satisfaction, sometimes you have to go out of your comfort. But still, if it is working for you, for your students, and they are learning something extra by your by your teaching, by putting some little extra efforts, so you should always try doing it. If you will do something extra, so it will give you more satisfaction towards your work. Now, as I have told you, there are various teaching practices. There can be so many others as well, but there is simple thing, how to go for the implication of such uh, kind of this kind of a different methodology, how to adopt, how to go for the implication, okay, how to execute such kind of practices. So there can be so many, but how to execute, that's important. So I have come out with some ABCD from my personal experiences, what I used to do in my teaching. So learn to teach, there is a ABCD. So I have prepared that whenever you acknowledge, so whenever you are teaching, what you should extra do, or you can do, which can have extra impact on the students and in their learning. So I'm talking about those. So first is A, that is acknowledge. So acknowledging the efforts of the students is very important. When they are doing something small, they it helps them to understand, and whenever you acknowledge them, they try to learn more. Like for a small kid, if you appreciate their efforts, if they are taking one step, so and you appreciate that, yes, you can do it, you should do it, so they go one more step up because they think that they are doing something good. So like this, you can also make them learn in this way, that whenever they are coming with anything, any something which should be acknowledged, you should do that. B stands for bond building. It's simple, says that whenever you are asking your students to do this and that for yourself, but my idea is behind this is that you should start bond building them, building with them. Means whenever you are coming to the class, students should not think that when will you go back. You should have that image. Means simple. Whenever you are doing this, it should have some impact. So try to keep a bond with them, that you should keep the class engaged and feel connected with them. If they are somebody is troubling, you can help them, you can counsel them, you can provide the mentorship to them. So anything can be done. Ignite the creative thinking. C stands for creative thinking. Also needs the creativity for the same. In simple words, if we talk about the creative thinking, so you can come up with the ideas, or they can come up with the ideas, and you can appreciate them. You can come up with some of the activities where they have to use their creative thinking. So keep doing such thing and keep forcing them to do some innovation and creativity while they are learning. D stands for develop the skills at individual and personal level. Whenever you are the class coordinator or the class teacher, you should know that how students can be more helpful for them, for different activities. For example, if somebody is good at sketching, drawing, or painting, or somebody good at dancing, singing, and some kind of party, some kind of in the college, sometimes any kind of individual activities are happening, inter college, intra college activities are happening. So you should tell them that yes, you should do, and this is how it you can help them to be the participative. Sometimes the students just need a push, that you if you say them let do it, so they will do it. So you should encourage them, and you should develop this habit or the skills at individual level. If they are good at something, you can provide them some motivation to do activities. E stands for encourage the innovation. When it comes to encouraging the innovation, again, as much as they will do by themselves, they will learn more and more, and this will really help them for understanding the ideas for doing better things. So encouraging them is always a good idea for doing various new things, and going for the risk, and taking the risk taking is always provided like risk taking. For the risk taking, basically you have to push them. F stands for friendly behavior. So, as I have written below it, that is not friendship. You should keep a friendly behavior with the students, but you should not be the friends of the student. See, with the different age groups, there are different types of teachers. Everybody has their own type of activities to do, and everybody has a different thing where uh, they have some kind of practices or a way of teaching. Okay, so in this case, you should always keep a friendly behavior with them, so that they can be good with you, they can be participative in the class, and they should not hesitate to ask you the questions and the queries in their mind. But you should not be the friends with these students, because the students cannot be the friends with anyone, whomsoever they are. But when they will have work with others, they will switch to the side. So simply be a friendly, keep the friendly behavior, but not the friendship. Then if we talk about the feedback, so this is again very much important. Whether it is home or office, always try to give constructive feedbacks to the students, your colleagues, your juniors, because it gives them chance, more chances to be better. Because everybody can remember bad things in a better way. If you'll scold at them, if you'll slap them or something like this, or if you'll be like telling teasing them again and again, so this will not help you. Ultimately you have to do one thing: simply provide a feedback which is good for them. And if you want to even slap them, be in a keep it a little gentle. Okay, so it means to say, not actually you have to slap them, I'm just telling you that keep it simple. Try to give them positive feedbacks, even it is a negative one, but in a positive way, you can say. Then G stands for grooming. When it comes to grooming, sometimes students say that they are good enough for such things, they don't want to be groomed up. In that case, what happens? You have to tell them that yes, different activities and assignments are going to help them. So keep giving them such kind of things. Then highlight. Highlight their real avatar means, if it comes to uh, uh, I mean everybody has their some important or different factors, and if they are having something unique in them, you should try to highlight, you should come up with their acknowledgement and appreciate them for such activity if they are doing something good. If they have the some talent, you should try to highlight it in front of everyone. Interactive interaction. So when it comes to being interactive or keep interaction with each other, it simply says that whenever it is coming to you, when it is coming to you, you should always encourage him to speak up, interact. Whenever they are in the class, you should provide them some good ideas, so that they can come up with their own talent, and they can speak. Sometimes students are having good knowledge, but they are not even bothering about that they should answer, they want to answer something like this. So yeah, you can give this to them, that you should always be interactive enough to be participative and keep their image in the class. Then make them job ready. This helps. Basically, this is again I would like to focus on that. Always give them some extra things apart from your syllabus, that where they have to understand about that if they are good at something, okay, so they are doing it by themselves. But if you are having some good skills, anything extra, for example, I used to teach always, I used to give them some tips on their interviews when I used to teach HR. Okay, so I always give used to tell them about their preparing a CV and keep their resumes updated and everything like this. So always in my class some of the tips I used to give, so that was my extra thing. So always it is not like colleges are having placement consultant or placement officers, so they are having the whole responsibility to make them placed, but you have to make your students ready for those things, the knowledge, everything what they can. So because they, you should tell them they can know everything whatever they want to, and they can. So you should give them to take as much as knowledge they can. L stands for language development. Again, you should focus on and make them learn about this thing. Sometimes good students are good at Hindi, sometimes students are good at English, sometimes they are good at both the things, sometimes they are not good at any of the thing. Nowadays Hindi and English are mixed with Hindi and English, and they are talking, speaking and writing in the same language, that is WhatsApp language or their chat message language basically. Because of that, when it comes to formal I mean when it comes to formal communication, sometimes they lag behind. M stands for motivation. So motivation is the key. Keep them motivated for doing various things so that they can be participative and good at curricular, co-curricular and extracurricular activities. Always, instead of forcing the students for doing something, you should tell them the importance of those things, so that will be good enough. And stands for networking. In today's world, this is the most powerful tool. That is, you should be connected, because ultimately all social medias are doing what? They are connecting you with others. They are providing you platform to connect with others. If there are so many meetings are happening, what is that? Those are like, again, the connecting platforms. So so many things are there, and ultimately helping you for the connectivity through the various events. Orientation, so orientation towards things around. Ultimately, when it comes to pe- sometimes we are in the our own world and we don't know what's happening outside, so ask them to be keep the orientation towards everything whatever is happening around them. They should update it with their latest news and the current topics, at least some of the things, not everything but at least something. So keep motivating them for this also. P stands for personality. If not development, at least enhancement. If you think that you are already very much developed, then enhance it more, because ultimately somehow somewhere your knowledge and your persona is not going to work everywhere, so you can keep working on it. Q stands for quality check. Keep check their quality in terms of their strength, weakness, opportunity, threat. I mean, whatever they are doing, are they doing it a proper way? Are they up to the mark or something? So keep doing it. Then when it comes to rewards, so rewards for their achievements. If they are doing something, even some small claps, applaud for them, giving them any small gift, whatever your job or your like you permit yourself, whatever. If you can provide something to the students, okay, at least a good praise in front of everyone, that also make difference. So monetary or non-monetary rewards can be there. Again, as I talked about, S, that stands for self-assessment. So they should always know about strength, weakness, opposite threats. So you should always encourage your student to do this, that every day in 10 minutes or a half an hour for themselves they should take out, and they should assess about themselves, because every one of us knows the best about ourselves. Nobody else can know. So if we know some of our weaknesses, we should try to overcome. We can take the students of our teachers, so you should let them know all these things, okay, so that they can take their help to understand their weaknesses and find out their strength and how to utilize those strengths, something like this. Tracking. So on activities, basically you have to keep a track. If you're a student or a class coordinator, you should keep tracking that who's which student is participating in what, who is not at all participative, who should you should to whom you should push to do some activities like curricular, co-curricular, and extracurricular, all the things. Understand. So understand their perception and don't impose yours. Now, in all of these A to Z, I would like to focus on this one first. Very, very importantly, you should listen. There are so many things happens because of the ego issues. Nowadays, students are having a big attitude and big issue on the ego because they understand that they know everything. And sometimes they find that the teachers are not useful for them because they can get everything online or they are having available resources for them. But still, there are some students who are good. And let me tell you, there is one word which you could have listened or you heard a number of times if you are young, that today's generation is like this, they are like the students are like this, they like, you must be having your own kids, some grandkids, maybe your siblings of younger age. You might be seeing them also doing the same thing which your students are doing in the college, right? But still, when it comes to college, and sometimes most of the time you assume that they will be doing whatever they will be doing, that must be wrong, that must be bad, that they must be doing something wrong, they don't understand. We always have this kind of ideology towards them. So let me tell you, every generation has their own mindset, their own ideology. What your parents, your in-laws were doing 20 years back, this is not possible that you will do the same thing. How they have struggled because of the resources, but because you are blessed that you are having so many resources nowadays for everything, but they were not having 30 years back. So it does not mean that you should not utilize those resources. You should also live the life which they have lived 30 years back. Simple. What I'm trying to tell you is, if you have said namaste or pranam or good morning, good afternoon to your teachers or whatever, like your elders, 30 years or 20 years or 10 years back, but your students are not doing the same thing, it does not mean they do not respect you. They don't know they don't know how to give the respect or greet to others. It is not like that. Their way is different. You have to understand this. The way is different. Okay, everything is changing with the time, with the generation. So you should always tell them what is right, what is wrong, but let them decide what is right for them and what is wrong for them. Your right can be their wrong and your wrong can be their right. So you should not impose anything. But when you are teaching, you can teach them. Apart from teaching, there are a number of things happens simultaneously and you assume that and take that on ego, and then things went worse and worse. So simple, always try to understand what students are asking for, what they are demanding for, and what is their perception. And try to understand if it is like easily digestible, okay, you can do it. Sometimes you have to change your mindset because they are so many and you are one. You can tell, you can adopt that. If you still you think that is wrong, you have to make them understand. So simple, don't impose anything, don't push them. Okay, just give them some positive feedbacks towards something or positive points for doing not doing that thing, but don't impose. So simply try to understand the perception, their perception, and don't impose yours. V stands for voice. That is, we talk about, that is, raise the voice. Let them raise the voice if they are thinking something is wrong. If even they want to say that the way you are teaching them is not right, you have to accept it. So let them speak up if they want to. Next one is versatile, because nowadays the days are like, students, people are versatile, they are having multiple degrees and everything, and they are having lots of marvelous degrees and certifications and doing this and that. So encourage your students for doing this, that they can go and uh, for so they can be multitasking and also enhance or groom themselves for various categories. Next one, willingfulness to learn. So always try to learn that way, that they will have the willingfulness, that they want to learn, they really want have that willingness to learn. So to keep ignite them for such kind of things. Then X factor, so it is identity and improve. X factor means the unique factor of someone. So it is like you have to, identify that factor. Means obviously in every class you cannot do, but if you are the coordinator of some students for a class, at least you can focus on them, and every faculty can do the same for various students, where they can focus on their own class and can come out with their X factor, and whenever it is required you can utilize them, and you can identify those skills and you can improve. You know everything about yourself. Y stands for, like, you should also tell them that this is the one thing which is something that everyone has the best knowledge about themselves, so they should try to find out their strength, weakness, opportunity, threat. They should keep tracking themselves and also know about themselves as much as they can, so that they will be able to find out the right way, the right career. So this is how it works. Z stand for zone. So give them a comfort zone. It simply means not you have to give them so fast to sit and enjoy the class. But yes, ultimately you can provide them one thing, that yes, they are comfortable enough with you to learn more, and they are not hesitant enough to go for any kind of you know uh, if they are having any query, they're free to ask. So this is all about A to Z. So this was my A to Z for like, if you are having any kind of innovative teaching, learning, any kind of skills which you are using, any kind of activities which you are doing in the class. So you should always follow these A to Z, and this will really help you to improve your classes. So thank you so much everyone for the session I have taken, and you have listened it patiently. Now I would like to know if you are having any experiences to share related to your activities, any particular exercise which you have done in a class and that gone really viral and best for the learning teaching. So thank you so much from my side. Now I'm open for the question answer session, so you can let me know if you're having any doubts. Is anybody's having any question, want to ask something, or if you want to share something, that is, we are also open for that. Is anybody having any question, any doubt, want to ask something?
Are there any questions? Anyone?
Good evening, ma'am. I'm Professor Archana Shah.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, regarding implementation of different kinds of pedagogies while teaching, like you mentioned, flipped classroom. Actually,
Yes.
our university, from last 1 year, we have implemented flipped classroom across the university. And
Mm-hmm.
what happened is, like, actually, it's a double-edged sword. What happened is that we had certain students, or let us say some students, who had given a feedback saying that since the teachers don't want to teach, they are making us teach.
Okay.
So then how can we tackle such kind of situation where actually already all the points were discussed, were explained to them, and then certain points which are easy were provided to them, so that it can be a classroom interaction where if sometimes it happens that the child is not comfortable asking us questions, so in case
Mm-hmm.
they want, they can have an interactive session with their own colleagues. But then it so
Mm-hmm.
happened is that only some students were happy or excited about the way of teaching, But then the remaining students or majority of the students were like, we are made to teach and the teachers are not teaching, when everything was already provided to them in advance. Then how is it that we can break this barrier or make the child understand that what we are implementing is actually for their own benefit?
Okay, so ma'am, because this method was not there earlier, it was not that prevalent. So this is the formal and traditional way that you are coming to the college or school, and teachers are for teaching. Okay, but because things are changing, the world is changing, and we are having or using some innovative ideas. Okay, so as you are also implementing, so the thing is that obviously there were always some students who will be against everything, whatever you will do. Okay, whatever. So there will be some, but in your college, if you are saying that majority of the students saying the same thing, because they have to study, na, that is why they are bothering, because now they have to make efforts. So simply, as you have told me that you have already made the intention clear, why are you doing this? So it's not a problem. It will take a little time to accept, like, them to accept this kind of pedagogy, that you are using this, and it is beneficial for them. I can understand, and it happens that sometimes when something new is introduced, everybody gives some bad and some good reviews about. There must be some students who must be thinking that this is a good pedagogy, but yes, there is a thing that when they have to put efforts, they will be like, I we don't want to do. So that is why they must be doing such things. So I would suggest, one is, keep doing it. And there is one more thing you can do, is that you can little change it in a way that whatever they are reading at home, you can summarize that first in a simple way. Like if they have to read for 1 or 2 hours, you can take, for example, you are taking a lecture of an hour, so 15 minutes, not 100% of your class time. 15 minutes means 5 or 10% at least time of your class, 20% of a time of the class, you can teach that topic, then you can switch to that particular activity, so that they will think that you are also teaching. It's not like you don't want to teach. Later on, simultaneously, slowly, you can gradually, you can make this flipped classroom as a whole soul activity. Right now you can have it in a partial way. This is my suggestion.
Thank you, ma'am. I will definitely try it out.
Yeah. Okay. Any other question? Anybody would like to share something and want to ask something?
May I have a question, please?
Yes, please.
Hello. Yeah. Okay,
Yes, yes, please.
yeah, I would like to know that now after NEP 2020, lots of new skills and lots of new subjects has been introduced, and also universities and colleges is try to adapt with the situation of change. I mean to say, just globally changing situation. But
Mhm.
that though we can see that the various universities and colleges, they are following the same traditional activities, or they are in a row that queue in to change, to adapt themselves into this. So what do you think, madam? Just
Mm.
skill development of student from the initial stage is very important, and definitely innovativeness, that theoretical knowledge is okay, it's definitely, it's a foundation knowledge, it's obviously, but
Mm.
how adoption with the new education policies, skill development activities, and traditional acquiring knowledge from the course, how we can conglomerate all these things, and we can definitely implement in our classroom.
Ma'am, as I have suggested to the previous question, Archana ma'am, that simply whatever you want to do, you have to go with the pace, you have to go with the time. You have to change yourself, not today, but tomorrow. So, in that case, try to adopt new methodology, because with the time, otherwise, you will be like discarded. Any university who are not following or not doing any new education policy, they are not adopting, they are following their own things. If they are not providing any industry interface activities, they are not providing any new things to the students, so maybe with the time it will be like not good for them basically. So I suggest you should keep doing new things, whichever and whatever is more adaptable. With the time, slowly, gradually, keep doing it, and one day you will see that you can change the you can see the change in the pattern, whatever is happening. So you have to go with this.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Any questions? Any other question?
Hello.
Yes.
Hello, ma'am. Your session was really very good.
Thank
I just want to know that I'm teaching to management students. So
you.
they are like mature students, and it is difficult to engage them with the lectures. So as you have said, that is X factor should be there. So
Mm-hmm.
I just want to can you elaborate a little bit on that particular topic? What
Ma'am,
should
X factor is simply it's X
for
factor is
management?
simply any special.
Yes.
Ma'am, it is for everyone. The A to Z which I have said, it is for students, not for any particular streams student. Okay. So X
Hmm.
factor is simply mean any special talent, any special quality, any hidden talent in the students. If they have,
Hmm.
excuse me, you should try to discover it and try
Hmm.
to make that particular factor or talent for various activities so that they can be participative, whether it is a class activity, inter college or intra college activities.
Okay.
Basically something very special about something, someone.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other question?
Are there
Is there any doubt? Any? Yeah.
any query, doubt, or feedback? Ma'am, shall we conclude then?
Yes, please, we can do that.
Okay, ma'am. A heartfelt thank you to ma'am on behalf of the entire team RFI for such an enlightening, engaging, and interesting session. Ma'am, it was truly enriching. I would also like to express my gratitude to all the participants for the active participation. Thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you so much, ma'am.